Welcome back and welcome new viewers. This is an episode of Tuesday Time Bank, when on Tuesdays I come and show you part of my collection of something lost, something found, and something of a time capsule. So today, as I mentioned last week, I was going to bring more 1930s fashion, and here's a wonderful one. We're getting a little bit of a shine. So let me carefully take it out of the little protection folder here, and we can see the beautiful 1920s low hip style in this dress. And let's see here. This is a size for a 10-year-old girl, 27-inch bust. And this is a butterwick, and I love how they call it a new butterwick pattern and delta, and 35 cents. In retrospect of what we have now, like I mentioned maybe a month ago, sometimes in the bigger fabric stores they have patterns, or they did. I haven't been there in goodness, probably 5 years. 99-cent or $1 pattern sale. So 35 cents back in the day. This must have been a lot of money. But continuing with the design, look at this intricate, hard design that we see here along the hip. And I think that's where they wanted to separate themselves from the Paris fashion. That's what I believe. So if there is an expert out there, let me know in the comments. But look at that design. Those sharp corners. And I know that our seamstresses that are doing those wonderful blankets and comforters out there. I'm trying to remember the name, and it'll come to me later. But I don't do that because of those sharp corners. I'm sure they have that down to a T. But that is just fabulous. And look at that little arch over here. I'm going to get me a little pointer. Look at this arch right here along the cuff. So we have these very sharp edges here, and look at the button along the button side. That'll probably be easy because it's more than likely it's going to be with lining on the bottom. And then we have the lovely little, what assumes to be a pleat. And over here on the side, that's the view of the back. So right over here, we're looking at what type of fabrics is going to be best for this. So interesting. Over here we have twill, wool crepe, cashmere. Wonderful. Imagine this in cashmere. Camel's hair. What is it? Twill, silk, and wool mixture. Velveteen. Oh, that would be fabulous in velveteen. Very fancy. Silk crepe de chine, and rayons. Any silk materials. Excuse me. That would be just fabulous just listening to that material. And let's see in the back. Let's look at the sharp edges right here. So this right here, number 4. And number 3, the bolero. So it's, oh, that's probably what it is. It's probably the top. A bolero to me nowadays comes over here. Right over here at the top. Right over here. And then we have the sleeve. So that's very interesting. So we have the top here. And this is the bottom. And other than that, right off the bat, I don't know if this is going to be a 1-piece or a 2-piece. So let's take a look. I want to open this carefully. And like I always mention, I don't open these. I have not opened it. It looks so brand new and crisp. Oh, goodness. I still can't get over all these ladies would get these pieces. So it looks like it has never been used. And the reason why I say that is because if you've been sewing and you use pattern, you try to fold it in the right fab, or going back to reset, you try to fold it back. And this looks like it has never been used. What a joy, what a surprise. And ooh, looking inside, let's see this here. Oh, reminding myself to put this back. Look at how this is folded in there. Let's see this. Let's see what kind of surprises we have today. So this is the delta. We have the views. View A. Let me fold this carefully. View A, which is nothing more than the part how to lay your patterns. And view B, again, how to lay your patterns in the fabric. And just some instructions right over here, what to do, and instructions on the skirt. So I want to know if this was a 1-piece or a 2-piece. So this is the interesting part right here. The lower dip where we put the buttons, remember I mentioned that? That's how they do it. It was the 2 pieces put together, and yes, it is semi-lined. And here is our answer. It is a 1-piece. So we have the top and the bottom put together. It almost sounded like it was going to be a 2-piece. And here's the cuff. Let's see there. And there is the sleeve put together. And notice how they do it like in a suit form. They do the sleeve, and then you attach the sleeve at the circle, at the completed circle, and you attach it to what I assume this part right here is going to be put together and then sewn on together. That's a little bit harder. I have done suits for men, and that's the hard part for me, to have it exactly and precisely to be able to sew the sleeve onto another circle. And here we have what looks like it's a lining right there. It's really, really interesting. So that is the intricate information. And here's what I was talking about. This is where you put the sleeve onto the sewn. Let me see, onto the sewn part. This is the shoulder right here, and you have the sleeve, and you have it already together, and then you try to put it in there exactly the same. So collar, and here we are, voila, the beautiful dress. It looks so complicated, yet it was so easy. So I didn't get to see this part, so it's probably in there. So very, very interesting. I'm trying to fold this back here so that we can put it just as it was. And if it doesn't fit, I'm going to go back later, because I know it was in such a form. There we go. There we go. It's see how it's folding itself back down? And I'm sure it's not 100%, but it's pretty close to how it was before. So I am going to take a look and on the cuff. Here's the little scallop part of the cuff. Right there. Such a beautiful design for a little girl. This is for girls and juniors and girls. Slip over frock. Interesting how they called it a frock back in the day. Back in the 1920s. All right, so let's look at another one that we have for today. This is for women, I would assume. Yes, it's for ladies, and it's the same typical design. So let me take this out, and notice how it has the blue. So this one's a little bit older. I would I would say going closer to the 1930s, probably mid 1920s, because you start to see the blue pattern in there. So look at that. I have my receipt. We'll take a look at that while I cut the seller's address and my address out. So let's take a look at this. How exciting. Okay, so I'm going to put the pattern, the blue pattern there. And let's take a close look over here and admire. This is the new McCalls again. It makes me wonder, what is the old McCall? And we have the 1920s look. Slender top, hip hugging, intricate design that they had back then again. We have right here, we have the low dip on the side, to the side, the little I'm looking at it and admiring it. And over here we have these tiny little, which looks like little pockets maybe. We'll see if we can see it on the instruction booklet. And below the knee and then the back. So it looks like it has a belt, or maybe just a fabric belt, or maybe casing. So that's very interesting. And oh, it's a two-piece. This one is a two-piece maybe, because there is a jacket here. And right over here, this looks like a wonderful, beautiful slip. And it doesn't give any information about fabric choices here, but silk would be just lovely, or rayon, because it looks very flouncy. And that's what I love about this design and the era. Beautiful fabrics being worn for women's dresses. And I wonder if it would have some room over here for some seed beads in there. Very simple patterns here. Long and slender. And here is the dart, well actually the under, where you go and right over here and join it up. So let's look at the pattern. So it is blue. And the reason that I mentioned back, why did they use blue? I think because in the 1920s, I believe it was much less expensive to be printing on blue rather than black, because for black you need a lot more product, you need a lot more pigmentation, and why I believe that they were printed in blue. So I still haven't found anything on it, but that is my belief. Okay, look at, trying to be careful because they are folded. They have been folded, let's say, since the 1920s, 100 years, literally 100-year pattern. So this is the waist back, and it's a very nice pattern here. Oh, look what happened here. We have like a little added piece. Maybe it was glued on in there, or just, who knows. So very nice pattern. And here is indication that that's the natural waistline. And we have probably, let's measure this so that we know. I was going to say 5 inches, so let's see. Oops, I just dropped something. Oh, wow. Yeah, almost 5.5 inches. So from the natural waistline, 5.5 inches. By the time you sew it, it is going to be 5 inches from the pattern to the natural waistline. So let's see here. I want to see if there if we have some instructions and more pictures. Here we go. This one right here. Let's get this beauty. Let's get this beauty here so that you can see while I'm trying to fold this open. All right, so we have a number 3. So we're in the right process. Oh, this has been cut. So this is probably part that got stuck. Who knows? Because we are midways to what should have been there. So yeah, the number 1 was cut because we start at number 2. And we have the layout of the dress. Very, very beautiful, very interesting. And over here we have some, oh, did I mention, I wonder if they could use seed beads? Look at this. Look at this beautiful idea and suggestion here. And look at this one right here. This beautiful idea and suggestion. There is like a little cameo of probably of seed beads. And I wonder, oh, look, and there it says a transfer pattern for the satin stitch. Wonderful. And there is the suit. There is the top. So we have the slip, which is this one. Oh, that would be fabulous to make. I don't care. I would do this. I am going to try to do this. And I'm going to look at the size and do my own seed bead and start, you know, parading with my dresses like this. Summer's coming up. Just got through St. Patrick's Day. So yeah, why not? And look at this. Doesn't this look like it has a bottom like a satin or a velveteen or velvet bottom? It just calls out velvet down there. And then probably from the other pattern, how they were talking about those fancy fabrics. Wonderful. Wonderful suggestions, wonderful ideas. And over here we have instructions of the seam finish, number 4. And this is very fancy. This is like a picture print. You can see the shadows in here. It's not cartoonish or with a lithograph. And oh yeah, look at this. It is a pocket. Remember that little part I said, if it's a pocket, how to insert a pocket. So there we go. There's that little pocket that you see in suits nowadays. Here it is, that little hidden pocket. And here it is, the finish from the inside. So there is nothing in the back. I'm going to fold this very carefully. I got it stuck with my wire here. And I am doing the folding on the side because I'm looking for the fold. I'm looking for the main fold. So I needed a little bit more room to get this. And I always try to get it back in the original form. Okay, so remember that. And there we go. Fantastic. It's one of the things. I don't know what you call that. OCD. I don't care. I just want to get these beauties back out of respect. More than anything, out of respect, to get it back in the original form. So I hope that you enjoyed this as much as I did. I thoroughly enjoyed watching and opening these wonderful era gone by patterns. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, a comment, and a share. Shares are helping my channel grow, and that's what I'm working each moment of the day. And it's also helping people find my channel and getting to see these wonderful little treasures. You have a great week. We have a couple of 1930s fashions for next week, so stay tuned. Have a great week, everybody. Be safe, be kind, And remember, this is fashion that can come back again as other fashions do. Bye, everybody.